The little boy's voice was so soft, yet it hit like a storm. The old man froze. His heart sank, because deep down, he already knew the answer. That night, something inside him broke, and that was the night he learned a truth that changed his life forever. Saving money won't save you unless you make it grow. When I was young, my grandfather once told me something that confused me deeply. He looked at me and said, "Never just save money." I was shocked. All my life I had heard the opposite. Save money, think about the future, be careful. But my grandfather just smiled gently and said, "No, don't just save it, make it grow." Then he told me a story, his story. There was once a man in a quiet village. People called him lazy, not because he couldn't work, but because he didn't. Every day he sat under a big tree, watching the sky, watching people pass by, dreaming. He would say, "One day I'll open a shop. One day I'll buy cows. One day I'll be rich." But that one day never came. At first, people laughed at him. Later, they stopped laughing because it wasn't funny anymore. It was just sad. At home, his wife carried the weight of life alone. She cooked, cleaned, struggled, doing everything she could to keep the family alive. One evening, she sat beside him and said softly, "Dreams are beautiful, but they don't fill empty stomachs. We need food, we need money, we need action." The man just nodded slowly and whispered, "Someday I'll figure it out." But someday kept moving further away. Days turned into months, months turned into years. Life became harder, food became less, hope became weaker. Then one night, everything changed. His little grandson walked up to him, barefoot, weak, hungry. "Grandpa, do we have bread?" That question, it didn't just hurt his ears, it shattered his heart. The grandmother quietly opened the cupboard, empty, not even a grain of rice. In that moment, the man finally understood something powerful. Dreams without action are just slow suffering. That night, he couldn't sleep. His stomach was empty, but his mind was louder than hunger. The next morning, for the first time in years, he stood up and went out to work. He became a field laborer. The sun burned his skin, the ground was hard and dry, his hands blistered, his back ached. Every step felt heavy, but for the first time, his life was moving. At night, he returned home exhausted. They ate simple food, sometimes just beans, sometimes almost nothing. His grandson would ask, "Grandpa, what did you earn today?" He would smile and say, "It's small, but it's real." But soon another truth hit him. Money came, and then it disappeared. Food, medicine, small needs, everything took it away. Nothing stayed. Saving money felt impossible. One day at a small village shop, he overheard someone say, "The secret is saving money. Save and you'll be safe." That sentence stayed in his mind. That night, he found an old glass jar. He hid it under his bed. Every week, he dropped a few coins inside. Clink, clink. That sound gave him hope. "This is our future," he told his grandson. But saving came with pain. He wore torn shoes, skipped meals, ignored small comforts. Still, he saved. Months passed, and the jar slowly filled. He felt proud. For the first time, he felt secure. Then, one day, he took the jar to the market. "I want 3 sacks of corn," he said confidently. The shopkeeper counted the money, paused, and shook his head. "Prices have gone up. This can only buy 1.5 sacks." The man stood there in shock. All those months of sacrifice, and still not enough. That day he learned another harsh truth. Saving alone cannot fight a changing world. That evening, he sat outside quietly. He noticed something different about his neighbors. They didn't look worried. They carried eggs, milk, small things, but steady. Then suddenly, a simple idea came to him, small but powerful. He looked at his grandson and said, "What if we buy chickens?" This time, he didn't wait for someday. He used his saved money and bought a few thin chickens. The grandson laughed with joy. "Grandpa, we have our own egg factory." At first, they got 1 egg, then 2. They ate some, sold some. With that money, they bought another chicken, then another. Slowly, things started changing. The man kept a small notebook. He wrote down every egg sold, every coin earned. He wasn't just working anymore. He was building something. Neighbors started coming to him for eggs. The house, once filled with silence and worry, was now filled with life and hope. One day, he held an egg in his hand and said to his grandson, "Do you see this? This is more powerful than saved money. Money can disappear. Money can lose value. But when you use money to create something, it grows like life." The grandson hugged him and asked, "So you're not lazy anymore?" The old man smiled, eyes full of emotion. "No, I just learned too late. But you don't have to. And that's why my grandfather told me, never just save money, make it grow. Because saving is safe, but growth is powerful. Even a small step, a small idea can change everything. If this story touched your heart, remember, your life can change too. Start small, start today. And if you believe in stories that inspire change, don't forget to support us. Like, share, and subscribe, because your support gives these stories life. Heart.